gotta do it if you don't want to. You don't gotta do it if you don't want to. It's just a suggestion.
All right, we're back to real talk now. Science, my turn. Fucking, Trump's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Whatever. So, have you read about the zero click AI data leak?
I have not.
This is some fucked up shit.
Zero click?
Yes.
I don't know what zero click is.
Oh, but it's just being invented. It's brand ass new.
Okay.
So this article is relevant now because Microsoft just released
It's getting dangerous.
the data on this.
We know where this was all going.
Yes.
We know where this is taking us.
Back in January, one of the pirate companies that find leaks and sell it back to the companies or whatever.
Not Ice Pirates, not the other pirates.
Not the Reavers.
Different pirates.
Yes. AIM Labs researchers in January of 2025.
I know about AIM Labs.
Yes. Reported their attack and findings to Microsoft. So zero-click data leaks. Let me see if I can find what the description here. So they found a thing called an echo leak, built in that was an exploit in the co-host AI model of Microsoft 365.
Oh, okay.
So what happens is they had found a way to manipulate the co-host AI by giving it instructions, but it believes it's coming from a human entity by hiding the instructions innocuously within an email. So
Wow.
The attack begins with a malicious email sent to the target containing text unrelated to Copilot and formatted to look like a typical business document. The email embeds a hidden prompt injection crafted to instruct the LLM, the large language machine, to extract and exfiltrate sensitive internal data. So basically, they craft this email, send it to your fucking your Outlook.
Okay.
And co-host previews it and gets instructions to start collecting all your data, your SharePoint, all your stuff, and then you don't have to shit. You don't have to be available. This is what I want to talk about. So according to Microsoft, who just released the information,
I'm just thinking of tangents now.
The leak has been plugged.
Sure, it has. That's what we would expect they would say.
Yeah, and nobody's data was compromised, and all this woo.
Don't tell us. Show us. Hey, bring the code up right now. You can bring the code up. Put it on the screen. Let's see. What was it before?
What the fuck are you looking at?
I'm imagining a screen. We're
with lines of text.
We're at a keynote address. I want to see. I want to see what it was before, and then show me what it is now. And what did you correct?
That's a fucking national secret right now.
Well, they have a national problem.
You're not wrong. So now the big argument is, what's the next malicious thing? Will a benevolent organization discover the next attack? Because now, as AI becomes embedded more and more into our lives, all AI is doing currently, generative AI, is what we're telling it to do. And now we've got smart kids finding a way to tell it to do things that we don't want it to do. And now it's a security risk.
Sure is. So, got my first tangent for you. Let's go down this road.
What the? So this isn't important to you?
Yeah, it is. I'm going to connect the dots. So
I'm going to connect the dots.
Allow me to play some dots. That's a dot. So I'm out and about yesterday doing some shopping. my wife's birthday's coming up. I'm going here or there. I'm just letting, whatever I feel.
Letting tangents take you.
Yes. And it took me to the Crab Zone, a restaurant I've never been to in Stockton.
Oh, is this the one you were talking about?
No,
this isn't the one that you were like, we should go here. Oh, the food's okay.
Yeah. No, this is not that. This is a place I just ended up in. Basically, I needed to use a restroom, and this place also intrigued me. I'd driven by it countless times, always thought about stopping in. At the time, my family didn't really like seafood. Now they do. So it's like, oh, let me stop in. Let me check them out. Went in there. I just really wanted to use the restroom. I was like, okay, I'll order a drink. I went, they had a $5 margarita, but with soju.
Oh, they don't have a full liquor license.
No, not a full liquor license. Beer, wine. So the wonderful bartender / owner mixed up a drink. I'm sitting at the bar with another guy, and we struck up a conversation. I told him it was my first time. He's like, oh, it's your first time. This place is awesome. He's talking him up.
Popping your crab shack cherry.
Yeah. And he bought me my drink. He's like, hey, his drink, put him in mine. We start talking. So this is a middle-aged, what I thought was a middle-aged.
Bro, you're middle-aged.
I know.
You're actually post-middle-aged.
He's about my age.
Okay.
We're about the same age.
Yeah.
And, but he's slightly older than me. Black gentleman, dressed in a suit, French cuffs.
And this is on a Tuesday or what?
Thursday.
Just in the middle of the day?
Yeah.
That's crisp.
Cufflinks, fine timepiece on. And then he had, I noticed, the Ray-Ban Meta glasses on.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. What is it? Okay, I'm starting to see the dots.
We're coming back around.
They're not fully developed yet, but the dots are there.
So we're enjoying some conversation. I'm asking him about his watch. He's being kind of vague about his work. He went up to Sacramento for a talk. I was like, okay.
Oh, he's a spook.
And I was like, all right. But he wouldn't say what about. He's like, he sits on a board, and I was like, okay, so you had to go to a boring board meeting. He didn't allow, I was giving him opportunities to tell me about what he wanted to do, and he was choosing not to for whatever reason. I left it alone, but I did comment. I was like, hey, I was just looking at those glasses yesterday. How do you like them? He was like, you know what, man? Try these. Yes. He insisted.
You got to try the Meta AI glasses.
Yeah, so I had him on my face. He's like, it's gonna look weird with my prescription. He's got them in. He loves them so much. He bought all 3. I learned so much about this guy. He had been there a while, and just the owner was
soju was coming in.
The owner was just pouring wine, and he was enjoying life. His takeout order was already ready to go, and I had been there half an hour, 45 minutes. And he had been there far longer when I got there.
He should have just
the food
ate
was
it there.
Yeah, maybe he was taking it to somebody, I guess. And
eventually,
yeah. So he's like, "Hey, try these." And he gets on his phone. He's playing music. I'm hearing music clear as day. He's like, ask Meta a question. Hey, Meta, what are you looking at? And Meta gave me a full description of what was in front of me and told me the weather the next day. And they were lighter than I thought they were going to be. But I was thinking, it's like, that AI is just walking around on people's faces with cameras and the ability to record, and it's linked to all of your accounts and what you are looking at, where you're going. All of that data is just
think about
available to be pulled, hacked,
but
retrieved.
Think about it like, and this is great. So, it's a perfect example. I'm glad you actually connected this dot. I wasn't expecting this.
I know you weren't.
I wasn't expecting it to be successful. So yes, this guy's glasses are walking around just capturing data, but now expand that. How many people have Meta glasses? We're not sponsored by Facebook, by the way.
I'm gonna find out.
It was rhetorical. We don't need to find out. Can I just
you go, keep going?
So how many people have Meta glasses to where everywhere they're looking is capturing data? It's not a significant number. But now, how many people have Teslas where they have 360-degree cameras? 2 million? That's nothing. So 360 degrees worth of cameras that are capturing data and sending it back everywhere you drive. Where are these Teslas going? How many people have Teslas?
Sorry. 2 million in 2023, 1 million in 2024, this year still. So it's catching on.
It's catching on. But it's not just these glasses. I mean, the Teslas are sending capturable, recordable data back to the home base. What are they seeing? And at what point does AI have access to all this stuff so they can sift through all these petaflops of data?
Mm-hmm.
And now who's going to be able to get access to that data and be like, you know what? I really want to know about this secret base that the person who shouldn't be driving their Tesla is driving their Tesla.
So society, people, our culture, we're the frog in the water that's heating up slowly. That's all it is. We're getting up to this point. We're going to come to a boil eventually. What happened? We had the iPhone, and then we had the iPhone, and what were his camera's abilities again? And then we have Ring doorbell cameras. We've got cameras in our cars. We've got basically wherever I go, I just assume I'm being recorded and my actions are being documented. And if you live your life that way, I mean,
you're living a normal vanilla life and it's fine. You're not doing anything untowards. Some random car passing by is not going to capture you killing somebody. You're not concerned. You're not concerned about that. But
there is the cat people.
But there are places all over the world where we should not, or the general public and definitely other countries should not know what's going on. And now we've got some serious concerns. Maybe we can capture and encrypt and house that data, but now AI is leaving this backdoor potential for nefarious intenders to access this data. So
there was already a problem. Microsoft, this is like their second problem that they've had recently with their. Let me go back here to their leak. Okay, so with the 360, there was. Oh, the Copilot? Okay, so the Copilot.
This is what we're talking about. Are you fucking listening to me right now?
I know.
Copilot is the core of our argument.
I know. Yes. No, I'm aware. Allow me to make another tangent and connect another dot.
About how you weren't listening when I was talking about Copilot.
No. I was focused on 360. Okay, I didn't realize.
You mean
360 and
Copilot? The Xbox 360?
It says Ames Lab and Microsoft 360 Copilot. Is Microsoft 360 Copilot? Is that how it's all wrapped up in a bow?
About the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. It's 365.
So
right.
They had a problem that was brought to their attention. Was this last year?
Yeah,
or something like that. I'll have to look it up. But basically, all of one's searches were being documented and recorded and sent.
So Microsoft,
it would capture everything, and people were like, "Why is it capturing stuff I don't want to? I didn't ask you to do that."
Yeah. So hey, just so we're clear, everybody,
we're back to
Microsoft.
We're back to the Santo Fino.
Just so we're clear, everybody, Microsoft knows what your OnlyFans preferences are. Can't escape it.
If you have no preferences, then it doesn't know.
It knows you have no preferences. So yes,
Thank you.
There are always going to be problems. Always going to be problems.
Cheers.
But that's the thing. At what point is there a problem that we don't find out soon enough? And how long does it go where somebody is able to manipulate that? And what's the phrase they use? Weaponizable flaws.
Weaponizable flaws.
Yes.
Yes. It's going to happen. We knew all of this was possible before we stuck a toe in the water.
Mm-hmm.
We knew.
We knew that we were building Skynet. So.
And what year did Skynet come out? 2029?
It just happened. No, it just happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty recent.
What about in Terminator 2?
Yeah. What was the date Skynet was? launched.
When we think of
Okay. It became aware. So yes, in Terminator 3, when they changed the date, it was 2004. But yeah, in Genesis they moved it to 2017. So yeah, we're nowhere near.
Okay.
So here's the deal. Gosh darn it! Come on, Kate. What the hell? So here's the thing about Microsoft's Copilot. I'm reading this article. This article that I read all about this on, and I find out the Copilot is an OpenAI GPT source. Right.
All right.
So I asked Chatty. I'm discussing this with ChatGPT this morning, actually, and I say to Chatty, quote, "Oh my, I'm reading this article and it says the Copilot program that was subject to the leak is based on you. Do you feel safe?" Asked ChatGPT if it feels safe, and it said, "Oh wow, you're really coming at me with the existential questions today." And yes,
That's crazy.
So ChatGPT gets really deep into it, to where it says technically how it doesn't have access to my files, email, calendar, or private data unless I explicitly share it. So it's not plugged into me like Copilot would be in Office 365. But if it were set up like Copilot, hooked into the enterprise tools that manage my computer, then yeah, ChatGPT says, yeah, I'd be pretty nervous.
Well, there we go.
So even AI is worried about its own inability to protect me from itself.
It's concerning.
Yes.
So, I don't know. If you are...
It also says, its final statement is, how do we build AI that understands its limits and not just language? And then it says, cue the dramatic dun, dun, dun! And that's like chew on that for a while. Because it's constantly trying to help me fuck with you.
Yeah.
So good.
Dun, dun, dun. Our information is out there. An effort to recover it is it's an impossible endeavor. You're not going to be able to. So if you put it out there, your keystrokes, whatever you're typing.
I almost forgot. Oh.
Almost forgot what?
Oh, I have to. I'm sorry. I have.
There it is.
I forgot all about the drum.
I'm going to get you a birthday present. We're going to set it up right there. It's going to have all of your favorites.
I only need the one, and I already have access to it.
Oh no, but you'll have options. the person who didn't want to dip his toe into sound effects and
yeah, but they can get obnoxious.
No, they certainly can be. But AI, yes, leaking all this stuff. Yeah, you have it. It's in. People like to think, oh, it's in the cloud. Well, where's the cloud? The cloud is a physical space somewhere.
Yeah.
The cloud is connected to wires and cables and power supplies somewhere in a room that gets really hot and they have to keep really cool, or none of your stuff works that you want to work. Like the glasses I had on at the Crab Zone playing with Meta.
Yeah.
Right? None of that stuff works if that room in that place somewhere doesn't. And all of that is available to either be hacked remotely or to somebody, if they really wanted to go there and take the stuff physically, they could do that too.
I have a new question now. At what point do we no longer know that this is even possible with AI? Will there be a period, will there be a transition that just happens immediately or over such a short period of time that we don't realize it, that we can't tell the difference between being manipulated by AI or even AI's incursion into the real world or not?
I think people should be.
I have an example I want to present to you.
Maybe somebody who isn't well versed. Like, all right, so you and I, we're texting back and forth. If your particular choice of words or tone or approach, or it could be the length of your messages, if that changes, I'm going to notice.
Yeah.
And
So
I might question, okay,
yeah, so
I might question your state.
Yeah.
And if it got even, if it went on longer, I might even question whether or not it's truly you.
Yeah. So, but at what point can I manipulate that? And what period of time would it take for AI to manipulate and understand how I talk to you and manipulate it to where then they can start to change those behaviors and you won't perceive the difference. So here's what, and this is just you and me. We know each other. That's a good example. But now I'm talking about just encountering the world. Where is the line drawn between reality and AI generated fiction? So check this out. Josh Roberts, whom we both know and love.
Is that him?
No. Immediately, my argument. So this is only a minute long. I'm going to show you this. He made this with AI. It's a completely 100% AI-driven comedy short that he produced.
Yo, woo, what is up, universe? It's your boy Adam, just got created, feeling pretty good, not gonna lie. I'm in a garden, it's pretty dope. Let's have a look around. So, quick update. It's been a few hours and I've been kind of lonely, so I asked the big guy for a friend. He said it may hurt, not sure what that means, but shout out to him for the quick reply. So, God, made my friend out of my rib. Not really what I was expecting, kind of a weird flex, but okay.
Sup, fam? This is my new friend, Eve. She cost me a rib, but, I mean, at least she's hot.
Man, having a friend is awesome. So many activities. No, Eve, don't eat that. So, Eve got us kicked out. Thanks a lot, Eve. My friend is getting fat in the belly area. I don't like that at all. It sucks out here. I want to go back. Eve is such a bitch.
So
That's good. But the guy kept changing.
yeah. So currently, and Josh mentions that in his comments about the thing he made. It's hard to get consistency with the characters, but those individual characters, some of them are really hard to tell they're not real people.
I look for fingers and hair.
Yeah, and that's
The finer digits.
and that's today on Friday the 13th in June in 2025. What happens in October? How fast are we going to no longer be able to tell a difference? Because he did that with the fucking program. He said VO3, I think he said he used. It's insane.
That is pretty good. Yeah, it's
And so my ultimate question and argument is, we're at a point where we're already having trouble discerning fiction from reality. And now we've got a nefarious intender who's going to come here and they're going to manipulate something that we're seeing and make changes to it to where we can't tell the difference. But now it's
yes. So, for example, I'm taking another trip to Laughlin, and our what's her? Well, I don't know if I'll tell you
in
this.
Super July.
Well, yeah, we have the safe words that I shouldn't share to everyone just in case.
Don't know because AI will figure it out.
But I remember,
And suddenly I'm sending you all of my money.
I was at the bar there, and I asked the bartender for a recommendation, and they took a bottle off of the shelf and they poured me some, and I was like, "Oh, that's really good. Can I see?" He's like, "Oh yeah, this is a really cool bottle. Take a look." I spun it around, looked at the back, and that code word, that safe word, was on the back of the bottle. It was great. But okay, so let's say
I'm not telling you what the safe word is.
I'm
It's
going.
it's for when Sight gets kidnapped because he's taking
Yes.
free flights to Laughlin.
If AI can, and at this point, I mean, what episode is this? We're past 50. Okay, there's enough content
This is 52.
available on the internet
Yeah.
right now to completely replicate my inflection, my prosody, my tone of voice. The sound waves can be matched. There's enough words that I have spoken to build that. In fact, far more. There's so much. A great model of my voice can be made and somebody could use that to call you and go, "Hey, I'm locked up. my bond is this, and can you pay, and will you, and you know what? See where it goes.
I would. So my question is going to be: does AI currently have the capacity for your ability to tangent? That's how I would test it.
Only humans can do that.
Only humans can tangent, and only superhumans like Psych can tangent at such a ridiculous capacity. No computer on the planet could do that.
You just brought up, hey, we might not be able to tell what's real and what's not. And okay, on this trip, right? Somebody builds a model. Somebody has a famous person's itinerary, right? They know they're traveling, and they figure out, hey,
It's happening.
I'm just going to give their loved ones a call and ask for money, right? Somebody's taking a trip to France, and somebody builds a model of your voice, and their voice. You have a sister going to France for the summer, and somebody builds an AI model of their voice, and that voice calls you, and you pick up. Your sister calls, they're in need, they've been arrested, or they're being detained at the embassy, or they lost their passport and their ID, and they need $5,000 in a hurry, or $20,000 to avoid all legal fees, or so on and so forth, and they're in a bind, or their car broke down, they need another car stat so they can drive from the country that they're in to the country where they need to be so that they can catch their flight. All of these are possible. And the words that I just spent talking about all of these scenarios could potentially put me at risk for somebody building a model of my voice and using it against me in the future. I think it's scary to think about. But we all knew it was happening. We knew this was going to be possible. We've known this for years. And we've used these AI-generated voices and images and videos as entertainment and allowed them to improve their models to the point where now we're frightened by them. Sometimes our toys are a little scary. And when you're big kids, you play with big toys, and those definitely have the potential to scare and drive up one's adrenaline. And maybe that's what we're looking for. A little bit of adrenaline, a little bit of extra fun, a little bit of something that's going to turn your hair a little gray or white.
I held on to that one way too long. Oh my gosh.
I have just supplied AI with 3 or 4 tangents and maybe about 1,000 words. So I'm at greater risk now from AI.
And I fucked up, and I said that I would use your ability to tangent as a barometer for your reality. I'm going to end up sending you money in Tijuana because you got arrested for engaging in tequila and prostitution. And I'll have no idea. I have no idea. You'll be
It sounds like I had a great time.
And yeah, I'll make it plausible.
So I did go to Tijuana once for spring break.
Yes, you've told me this story. I've never left the country.
Tijuana, 2 of my friends, we had a motel that was just like, college students, right? Run by, I don't know, a slumlord or somebody. Just, they didn't charge us anything. 3 of us, I think I slept on the floor.
So it was a free hostel in Tijuana?
No, it was San Diego. We were in San Diego. We stayed in San Diego, and then we walked across the border, and then we got a taxi from there. And this was pre 9/11, so you didn't need a passport or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It just had a ID, and we walked in and walked across, got a taxi. Hey, take us somewhere fun. And the guy did. And we just bar hopped after that. And some of these bars are just up there, 2 or 3 stories, to the clubs to get up to them. And we're going hard, and we went at 1, and we ordered 3 drinks, but it was 2 for 1 ladies' night, and we had a lady with us, so they brought us 6 drinks. So, and then at the next bar, then it was a bucket of beers, but they might as well have just given us a bottle of tequila because their shots were not our shots over here.
It's just
They were. It was just it was a lot. And after 2 or 3 clubs, we were ready to go, and definitely my friends. And they're like, "Hey, take us home." I'm like, "Okay." I was in charge. The youngest among us, and the most sober at the time, was in charge, and we got back into a taxi, and somehow we survived because I'm still here, and we made it back. But that could, I mean, my friend could have been, trafficked, or we could have been just like shaken down.
Nowadays, I wouldn't even consider attempting something like that.
No. When I reflect upon what we did at that time it was possible. At that time, it happened, and it was almost commonplace, right? If you go to school at a university in Southern California, and you're in that close proximity to everything that's being available and promoted and advertised to the youth or the next generation of our country, it worked out, and it worked out for me. But no, I would not recommend that to my boys. Like, hey, why don't you Mom and I, we're gonna go to the Yard House in San Diego, and why don't you boys just go have a good time in Tijuana? We'll pick you up later.
It's like, hey, in Reno, hey, mom and dad are gonna go gambling. Here's $100. There are kids over there. We'll pick you up later. That's not the same.
No.
And now it's made even worse because of AI.
AI it's confusing people. So we also have to consider people, the state that people, it's got, the message has to hit, right? If you really want to, so I got another one of those, random text messages that I get.
We all get them. You're the only person who decides to engage.
Because I'm on their list now, and I want to be on their list because I'm just wasting their time. And it was a job opportunity, and
I got one of those this morning.
Can I send you the details? And I knew this wasn't a real thing. I was like, I'm only willing if it's a $10,000 signing bonus and $150 an hour. And if they had countered it, then I was going to let them know that I had, I shared this information with my current employer, and they have bumped me up to here, and so now it's going to take at least, the game was never going to end.
I need documentation.
So that ended, but the message has to hit the right person at the right time, and you have to have some sort of assurance of the state. You have to be relatively confident in the state that they are in when they are receiving the message. I mean, if AI is looking at any of this, they're going to know, right? If somebody is consuming a bunch of alcohol at 6:00 on a Friday, and they do that habitually, well, guess what? If you want to take advantage of somebody's inhibitions, then your message should probably be delivered to them in that state on a Friday. So, okay, let's find out who's traveling where that is close to them on a Friday at about 6, wherever they are. Okay, well, there are this many time zones away, and we have to figure that out. And there's AI that can run those algorithms.
But now we're talking about parsing metadata, which AI can obviously do a lot faster than a human being.
Yes, but AI doesn't have a motivation to do that all by itself. It's going to be a tool that's used by human beings. Yeah. So it's going to be somebody most likely. So if AI is targeting you, or if you think AI is targeting you, then you should probably ask, who do you know that has something in for you?
Well, why does it have to be somebody that you know? At what point do we reach where now, I mean, your Google Home is listening to everything we say. My Siri listens to everything that me and my wife say. Can they capture that data and infer things like what my drinking habits are and when the best time to mini?
So I guess at the very least, they have to be in close enough proximity to you. I don't think so. I mean, does somebody have this in, I don't know, South Africa?
But
do they have access?
That's the point of
you have to have access.
That's the point of my argument is that these AI tools are helping us, but they're also creating vulnerabilities. So there's somebody in South Africa trying to find a way to capture your data of us talking right now through Google Home and to manipulate that data.
Sorry, South Africa. It's probably Nigeria. I misspoke.
I would almost immediately assume it's something like this. Yeah. We'll go with
No, it's
Nigeria.
usually Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yes, it doesn't have to be somebody you know. It doesn't have to be somebody you've met. It doesn't have to be somebody that lives on this continent, because they're the ones that are trying to get everyone's data.
Okay, so the reason the text message failed, and if I can provide some information to someone who was attempting to extract anything from me, if they had just known my name, I asked them what my name was.
Yeah.
They didn't even know who I was.
Yeah.
So you've sought me out. You're recruiting me. You're actively recruiting me. You have details. You have
Our
a
HR
job
department has determined that you are a
right
prime
now.
candidate.
What's my name?
What's my name? Say my name. Say my name. If you can't say my name, I don't want your job.
Oh, she sings country now.
No, she did that once, and that's going away.
But she won an award.
She did win one award.
At the Country Music Awards.
What is her fans called? The bee stingers or the?
You're with me on this tangent. I enjoy
it. They were mad that she didn't win all the awards. They protested. They protested the Country Music Awards.
I can't watch that channel anyway.
I don't know. I didn't even know it's still a thing.
BET, they protested Black Entertainment Television.
Did they protest?
I don't know.
think they're just a machine like anyone else.
I mean, if we're gonna have Black Entertainment Television, then I want Korean Entertainment Television, and I want German Entertainment Television.
So they have those. They're in Korea and Germany, respectively.
I know. Why don't we have them all here?
Because not enough.
I mean, I guess we should have access. You got a VPN you can put out there, and you can expose yourself more to AI.
Yeah.
Or protect yourself from it. Get a VPN. All right. I had one for a while. What was I using? Pronto. You use one all the time for work, so you know.
Yeah, but that's something I can't tell you about.
I'm not asking.